Hello, my name is Marco Marquez, and today we're going to do the podcast on some of the research that I did in Miss Bonnie's class for my English class in college. My research paper was over if Mexican American culture really affects college students to a considerable degree in relation to Anglo students. I created that research because I was reading a couple secondary articles, right? And I felt like the Mexican American demographic was actually underrepresented. And I have a couple of the people that I was doing research on with me today, so we can talk about my recent findings. And they can give me a more in-depth look of what they think and how their lives are affected by Mexican American culture. So yeah, right here I have Albert Diaz. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? I'm Albert Diaz, 5'11", and I weigh 210.
All right, we have Jose Garcia.
Oh, my name is Jose Garcia. I'm like 5'9", and I weigh around like 235.
Okay, we have Santiago.
I weigh 130, and I'm 5'10".
All right, and we have Furman.
Hello, my name is Furman.
You're 5'4". You're 5'4". All right,
Sorry.
You're 5'4".
Let's see, I'm 5'4". I'm not 5'4".
Let's measure. I got a
5'6".
meter stick. We can measure.
Alright, let's do that.
hey, shut the fuck up. We're not talking
I'm gonna
to
go
you.
get the meter stick.
Shut the
After
fuck up.
this, after this.
All right, dog. So you're 5'6", right? How much do you weigh?
150.
All right, cool. So we were talking about it earlier, right? What my research found, right, is that Mexican American culture does it has a effect, right, but it doesn't have a considerable of. Jesus Christ, it doesn't have an effect considerable enough for us to actually, discuss and differentiate us from Anglo culture, because at the end of the day, we kind of consume homemade food, and we eat fast food like a lot of other people in other cultures that are going to college. And I found that we usually have the same habits when it comes to our exercise and the food we eat and the little things that like a college student does. And we're gonna go more into depth with my companions here. So Furman, we were discussing about how you feel your culture actually does affect you to a certain degree. So can you please expand on that?
Well, I mean, our culture teaches a way of growing up, as others teach differently, and well, I think it differentiates a lot because how else are you gonna differentiate a white boy from a white boy and a Mexican boy from a Mexican boy? Because if you say it doesn't, then there wouldn't be such a thing as in a specific culture.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. But what I mean is all right, there's cultural aspects, right, that have a difference, maybe in different environments. But when I was looking at this research, right, we essentially do the same thing Anglo people do, Anglo college students do in other places that aren't the Valley, bro. We eat fast food usually. Our diets are usually not structured. We don't have a specific time when we eat. Am I right or wrong? Because you just eat whenever you can eat. Yeah?
Hey, so for fast foods, that's on each person. Some people don't even depend on fast food. Some people don't even depend on food. They live off of the food bank or something.
Yeah, bro.
And you can't just assume that everyone isn't getting fast food each day.
And the fast food is cheaper.
That's more effective. That's more popular here because
Plus down here,
we have the highest poverty rates.
I'd say also down here, since we're in Texas, there's the Lone Star. So
yeah.
people go buy a bunch of groceries, a lot of junk food. They buy their kids chips for days.
Yeah, so it's not even.
They buy ingredients, make Mexican food at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how I was telling him, bro, crap. Look, if we're honestly thinking about it, right? Yes, we eat on a regular basis. We eat Mexican food that our mother makes or that our father makes or family members make, right? And we eat that crap at home.
Yeah.
All right, that's one meal. Where are those other 2 meals coming from? Some of us don't even eat 2 meals. A lot like other college students in other areas.
There's also fast foods that, even then, this is
Hot Pocket.
fast food of Mexican food, so you still can be
That's true. Taco Bell.
Yeah, well, not Taco Bell, really.
Not Taco Bell, not that
Palenque.
Mexican.
Yeah, bro. But
Taco Bell,
Taco Bell.
Palenque.
It's a
Taco Bell,
model after
ponchos,
Mexican.
Pollo loco.
pollo
Pollo
loco,
loco.
ponchos.
Mariscos.
Pancho.
That's a seafood.
Margarita.
Bro,
Mexican.
look, bro, if we're being straight up, right?
They have guacamole.
You put guacamole in fish and make it Mexican.
And if anything, it's like so popular, even Rancho Grande.
Put rice in it, make
You
it
see
Asian
that
food.
shit? That's like fucking explain their whole story.
Yeah, Delia's moving to San Antonio.
Look at Delia,
that?
tamales.
Oh, yeah, that's
Jesus.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how consistently do we eat that crap? Is it something that we can say it's in our daily diet? Like, can you as a college student say like, oh yeah, dude, I eat that.
I mean, nobody's gonna be eating anything. Not a single thing on a daily basis. Okay, nobody's gonna go around eating eggs on a
I would
daily
say
basis.
the only time
Nobody's
you
gonna go around.
But never mind. But you do.
The eggs,
But you do.
But that's different. That's like a breakfast. I'd say
That's like a
That's like a breakfast type thing.
the only time you eat tamales like constantly, I'd say like during the Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what Mexicans make a lot of them. And if there's leftovers, you probably take them home and eat some. Even a couple
but
weeks
even
after
then, some people
that.
still even
That
get
might not be in the
tamales.
Anglo culture as much as the Mexican to make tamales on Christmas.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about, bro. Because like, look, if you think about it, bro, like our culture really comes into effect when it comes into festive days and crap. But like, if we're talking about a day-to-day thing, a usual thing, bro, like we do the exact, we do shit that other cultures do. Like, it's not to the point where like it's so damn different that we can say, man, dude, like our culture really does affect us in such a great way. Because at the end of the day, we're college students and we do a lot of shit that other college students do.
But we're not white.
Yeah, we're not white, bro. Like, okay, like I get that we're not white, bro, but like we're college students, and that unifies us in the way that we eat.
It's because in college there's more diversity. So it's not like everybody's Mexican, even though down here it is.
It's
Like
like
you see a couple
99%.
white people. Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
But this also reminds me of Americanization, like, right?
Like you also get American culture. It's not pure Mexican.
We're like second or third generation Mexicans, right? So we're not like
completely Mexican.
yeah. So our culture is kind of like fading away and combining with American. So we're not really like fully Mexican. So
yeah, like we're Mexican, right? Because of our parents and our grandparents, and maybe our last names. But like that's like when I'm bringing this up, right? A lot of us are in college, right?
Yeah.
If we're really being honest and we're being realistic about it, a lot of the kids that are going to college usually have the funds for that. Not a lot of
But
kids.
not specifically fun. You can get financial aid. You can get,
Yeah. Like either A, they have the funds for that, or A, they have the opportunity for that. Because we all know a couple kids that just don't have the opportunity to go because they have to work in the fields. They have to leave. For example, Loa left because he had to do that crap.
You don't have
Yeah, he
to.
worked in fields. He went
dropped
to go
down,
work
but
in
yeah.
a wine factory.
Yeah, but he went to like Cali. He didn't go do Mexican stuff, you know.
Yeah.
wait, he was a migrant worker.
He's a. No, he's not.
He's a migrant
Isn't
worker.
No, he wasn't.
No, my mom was though. She would go to
My dad
Idaho.
was.
She was born in Idaho, and then she'd go up there and do like the harvest every time.
Yeah,
My dad and
I did
mom
that
were that
too.
as child.
Yeah, that's what my mom told me about your parents. 'Cause they were talking during our football game in 7th grade,
Oh, really?
and they were like, "Oh, you're a hard worker too, man. Nah, used to work in their fields too, man."
Yeah, but like how I'm saying, dog, like, you know, we're in college. Like, I feel like the further we progress in life and the further we want to be successful in the United States, we usually tend to do shit that's more American, bro. We usually move away from our culture. And when you go to college, it's like now you're not necessarily erasing your culture, but you're like, you know, you're getting an American college education.
Well, it's kind of like that saying. How does that saying go? When in Rome, something act Roman or something.
I'll tell you also, it probably has to do with
Something like
like
that.
an advance in technology. Before, like, you couldn't communicate as much as you could on social media. You wouldn't know the American culture as much as you would as seeing it on like posts and stuff on Instagram. Now,
Yeah, YouTube. I believe YouTube.
now you see it, and now like it interests you, and you want a part of it, like of the American culture. And then since we're raised around technology, we can see all the American culture, and that's how we get into it.
Yeah, I feel like we're a lot more Americanized and crap. But this is what it's coming up to, bro. Like
Mom,
the way I was saying, bro. Like, because like A, we're Americanized, and B, we're college students.
now she can.
Like, we're not really as affected with our culture as maybe the generation before us or the second generations from like 40 years. Because maybe like, you know, we have other shit that is prevalent now that it wasn't back then. And we're slowly associating ourselves more with American culture than other cultures.
Can you name an example of how we're supposed
Well, yeah, something that came to mind when you're talking about that is one proof that the culture is going away is nowadays more Hispanic kids are losing the Spanish language. Like for example,
Like you don't know Spanish.
for example, me and Domares, we don't know that much Spanish.
Hey, you're like the biggest Mexican here.
Me and Domares, we don't know that much Spanish, right? But we still classify ourselves as Hispanics.
Yeah.
That's just because you
I
forgot.
mean,
But your
you all
first,
know
when
mucho
you told
Spanish.
us your first language was Spanish.
Yeah, the first language I started learning was Spanish.
My first language was Spanish, then I figured into English.
Yeah, but like how?
Same with me, but I didn't forget the Spanish. Like, you learned it. How you gonna forget it, boy?
I forgot.
So yeah.
Well, I did.
So how I was saying, right? Look, our culture has an effect on who we are as people, right? But at the end of the day, like,
But what
if
about
we're going to date, but on a day-to-day basis, right? We usually do shit that other college students do. Like, we can't really say that we're so damn different that we can't consider ourselves like them.
what about
That's what I mean.
I'm sorry. Okay,
So like, yeah, that's gonna be the end of my podcast for now. Like, I wish I had a little bit more time to talk with us. Like, I just want to give thanks to Albert, Furman, Jose, Santiago, and yeah, thank you very much.
Hey, we're